Okay, hello and good day to everyone that is really tuning in here at the Sphere Mountain Podcast Network. Once again, I'm going to be the host for today's episode. My name is Duane, and with me today is one of the hired VAs here at Sphere Rocket, specifically the position of Transaction Coordinator. Her name is Charm, but her full name is Charisma. But for now, we're going to call her Charm because it's more easier to roll with the tongue, I guess. So, Charm, how are you doing today? And what was the last thing that you've ate?
Okay, I'm doing great. I'm doing ecstatic today. I was really excited when I received the email from your group. And the last thing I ate today is a cheesecake. I
Sorry,
can't
I was
hide
kind of
it.
muted. Is cheesecake like your entire meal for the rest of your shift, or is that like a small snack?
A small snack. Most probably I'll have coffee later and biscuits, but that's it.
Okay, so just small snacks during the shift, but I guess the heavy meal will come at breakfast, I guess, when it's like
Right.
you're done with the shift. What are you
That's
looking forward to eat at breakfast then?
most probably having some sunny side up eggs and
Ooh.
hot dogs, and I'm craving for salted fish. Dried
Salted
salted
fish.
fish, yes.
Yo,
So
yeah,
I
the
love,
dried
yeah,
fish.
kuyo. I love that.
Man, I also love that.
Breakfast.
Yes, and rice. Do not miss the rice. We needed
That's
to
right.
have that rice. It's not complete. Fried rice is better. And yeah,
Mhm.
okay, I'm getting quite hungry from talking about the food and stuff now, but let's get on with the interview. So, Charm, can you tell us more now about your background prior to becoming a VA? What were you doing?
Before becoming a VA, I was a customer service representative for from 2005 until 2015. So that's 10 years. So I worked for different companies in Manila. I moved in Lipa. I had several experiences working as a customer service. I also experienced working in a higher position, but the stress level is so high. I decided to just, stay as a customer service representative and enjoy everyday shift. That's it.
That is back in the BPO. You said that you
Yes,
just wanted to
yes.
have like a chill, like a normal
Chill,
work as a CSR.
yeah.
But I've heard that being a CSR is not really stress free because you get all the stress and frustrations of the customers. I mean, depending on which account you're handling, it's
Not
being a
not
CS.
really. Not really, because
Really?
when you are a customer service, you'll get stressed while you're on a call. But after your shift, you'll tend to forget everything. And like if
Oh,
you're
I see.
holding up a position, if you're a team lead, if you're a quality assurance, whatever position you're holding, tendency is you'll think of stressful matters as all of the tasks that you were not able to do in a shift, and you'll have to make sure to finish them on the next day. And one more thing, I remember during my time back then, I'm not sure if this is still applicable right now. Back in my time, if you have a position, it's always OTY, overtime. Thank you. Yeah, you have to render.
That's one of the
Yeah,
toxic cultures that we've had, when you got your overtime. Thank you so much for your hard work. Maybe
yeah.
get a pizza at the end of the
If you're
yeah.
lucky, you'll get a pizza. Most probably, you'll get a pizza if there's like an occasion, like
Yes.
Thanksgiving or Christmas. You'll get something out. But if it's just a regular day and
Uh-huh.
you rendered overtime because you need to finish something, if you're an
Uh-huh.
officer, it's almost thank you overtime. So that's why I chose to be just a customer service representative
Uh-huh.
for the longest time instead of holding up a position.
Okay, I guess that is less responsibilities, and I get what you're thinking of. Like after your timeout, you logged out of your shift, you don't, okay,
Yes,
forget about work, and you're
yes,
not gonna worry about any backlogs and
that's right.
yeah,
That's right.
yeah. Same task every day. And yeah, for the past decade, you've been doing just that. Like,
That's just that.
and were you happy? Like in
I
the long term,
was.
were you?
I was really happy. You have a lot of friends after your
Yeah, if you've
shift. You
lasted
go out.
10 years, and that
Yes,
means that there's something really good that made you stay there.
I enjoyed those 10 years. I really enjoyed. I
Uh
really
huh.
enjoyed my experience. I met a lot of friends. After our shift, we would usually go out, drink, travel
Oh, drinking, of
together.
course.
Yeah, travel together. So I really enjoyed the experience being in the BPO industry back then. But there are times that your priorities are changing and
Mhm.
your vision are changing. So I decided to move forward.
Okay, when you say move forward, what was your next career path from like 2015, right? So 2015, after becoming a CSR in the BPO industry for 10 years, what was the next step in your career?
2015, that's the time I decided to start, because I have a lot of friends from the BPO industry who started working as a home-based freelancer, a freelancer virtual assistant. So they were telling me all the good stories that they have, the benefits of doing home-based freelancing jobs. So it kind of enticed me. So I decided I and during that time I felt like I was so tired of doing daily commute, and you always have to wake up like 2 hours before your shift because you have to get ready, you have to put makeup on, you have to think of what to wear. So that's really stressful. And plus the commute time, usually from the last office that I worked, or the company that I worked with, I have to travel like 1.5 hour less traffic. But if we will include traffic, it would take 2.5 hours for me
Oh,
to
man.
travel. So
I mean, it's
very
always traffic. That's the problem. I can't remember the last time I didn't had any traffic traveling in Manila,
yes,
especially.
that's right. So it's really tiring. So I thought maybe I would be trying home-based freelancing for a while, just to just to test the water and see if I would like it and if I would be successful. So I started out. I remember back in 2000, towards the end of 2015, last quarter maybe, I registered myself with Upwork.com. I know you're familiar with that. And
Yeah,
my first
freelancing platform. Yeah.
yes, my first ever client was a UK based client, where what I need my task was to put an online directory into an Excel file. And mind you, my my contract was only for $20, and I accepted that because of the
How long was that?
experience.
How long did it took you to finish that?
1.5 day.
Oh, okay. I thought it's like for a month, $20. I'm like,
No,
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 that's
no.
over there.
One and a
Okay,
half
for a day.
day. Yeah, for a day.
Yes.
So it was I accepted the offer, not because some would ask why would you accept a $20 contract. I accepted the offer because of the experience. I don't have any experience doing this kind of thing, so
Yes.
I need to gain experience. I need to gain feedbacks from clients, great
Yeah,
feedback. So
you need to
I
build
did.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I did accepted it, and I got 5 stars from that client. After that, I got a contract for $500 to convert emails into Excel file.
Is it the
It
same
was
client or is it a
no,
different
it's not.
client?
It's a different client.
Oh, okay.
It was like 7,000 emails for $500, and
I mean,
there's
it's a
no
good
time.
price, but also a lot of you. I don't know how long did it took you to process that. Oh,
It's there's no timeline, but I was able to finish it in 20 days because it's just copy and pasting. So it was easy. It was copy and pasting. And all you have to give me a second.
sure.
Okay. So I accepted it. I was able to finish the task for 20 for in 20 days. And
Uh-huh.
then right after that there was next project for higher amount, which became constant. Like I get paid weekly for that same client, and I stayed with them doing copy
Ooh.
and pasting for over a year.
Wow. Okay, it
Yeah.
became a long-term job. Like started
Yes,
from like
it did. It did. So I really
uh,
enjoyed it. I was getting paid every Saturday morning via PayPal. So and I don't have to send any invoice. It's automatic that I'll submit my output Saturday, Friday night, and I'll get my pay Saturday morning. So it
yes,
was
and so simple and fast. That's really yeah.
yes,
You don't need to
that's right.
worry
And
about that.
I'm still good friends with the CEO of that company right now, but I already stopped with them because I started working with a real estate business. So,
See.
and then after a year doing copying and pasting, a good friend of mine introduced me to cold calling tasks. So she gave me like she has like a small agency, she's getting clients, and if she can't she can't handle the bandwidth of the work, and she'll give other people the task of doing cold calling for her. So I did cold calling for her for several clients, like part-time cold calling jobs. There are days that I'll have 4 clients in a day. I'll do 2 hours each client doing cold calling. And then I was introduced to an agency which they were able to find me a client. The company was Courtesy Home Buyers. I forgot. I totally forgot to where Courtesy Home Buyer. I think it's in Washington. I forgot where the company is located, but that's one of the longest company I stayed with. That's where I started being a transaction coordinator. So, and then after Courtesy Home Buyers, I met you guys back in May 2021, I think, or 2022. May 2022. Yes, in May 2022. And the rest is history. I'm still here with you, with your client.
Okay, and how was Sphere Rocket able to actually introduce you into the process? Like, how did you get paired up with your client, especially here at Sphere Rocket, and how were you able to discover Sphere Rocket?
Facebook. I saw an ad in Facebook, and then I sent an application, and the process was really quick. After a while, I got initial interview, and then I was introduced to the client immediately. Like, I think didn't last for long before I was able to get a client. And then after the final interview with the client, they immediately asked me to start working the following Monday, and it was a really quick process.
It's really quick, especially if you got paired up with a client. You can start off right away, and yeah, that's one of the better things that Sphere Rocket has to offer in terms of like, yeah, the service that we offer, and as soon as you get your client. And now let's talk about the transition because you've worked in the office for a decade, nearly a decade,
Hmm.
and now that you've transitioned to working from home, how was the experience? How did it affect your life, your work life balance? How was it?
The only thing that changes is that I don't get to commute, and that part I really enjoyed because, like what I've said, it's too tiring, and I felt like I was getting old. I felt like I was getting old, and it's really tiring. So I enjoyed staying at home. And then 2 years after doing the home based freelancing, I had my daughter, my eldest daughter. So the more that I loved working from home, because I grew up without my mom and my dad. They are working abroad for the longest time. Like I was already 30 when they decided to stay in the Philippines for good. And I never dreamt of having my daughter or my kids experience the same experience that I had. So I really enjoyed. This is like the best setup for me. Working from home, I'm earning from home, and I still get to see how my children are growing, how my children are doing every day. I'm able to teach my eldest assignments. I'm able to feed them in the morning, in the evening. I'm able to bathe them. So this is the
Yeah, you're
perfect.
able to cook for them too. Food, like it's really
Uh
important.
no, cooking is my.
Oh, it's not the best for you then. Okay, let's get
Yeah.
someone else to do that. Yeah. But at least you get to eat together, which kind of the
Yes,
bonding experiences. Yeah.
correct. We get together, and we always have, like, I always spend a few minutes with them. Like, we do road trip every day, like just short trips, going in the market, or when we need to when my daughter needs to go to school, so we go together along with my youngest son. So we are it's something that it's an experience worth remembering and worth doing every day.
We are blessed to have this kind of work
Yes,
setup. And of course, a lot of
that's
people are
correct.
aiming to have a work like this. Like working from home is really convenient, as we've been talking about. But there's a
I
lot of
know.
challenge. It's really competitive that to get
It
this kind
is.
of work. So you need to be extra
A lot of
to actually that one.
a lot of my friends right now, they are saying that the competition in applying for any virtual assistant position is very high since the pandemic happened. There are a lot of people, or a lot of applicants and talents who are aiming to do home-based virtual assistant jobs, and it's really difficult to get clients nowadays. So I'm very thankful, and I'm very thankful with you guys that I'm still with HBB, and I'm really enjoying every moment of my stay with them.
Yes, we also thankful for you to provide your service and the
Oh,
best quality of service for our clients as well. So, what would be your advice to people who are aiming to be a virtual assistant so they would have a better shot at landing their first or next VA job?
okay. So if you don't have any experience doing any VA jobs yet, I'd suggest Google, use YouTube, so you'll get to familiarize yourself of the daily task of a virtual assistant. Always put into mind that if you won't try, nothing would happen. So there's no harm in trying. Always put your best foot forward when you are submitting applications, when you are doing the interviews. Sell yourself to the clients. Who knows, somebody will give you a chance and will really teach you. Don't easily give up, because if you would easily give up, if in one interview and you didn't pass and you didn't get a client and you'll give up, nothing's gonna happen. So just keep on trying, and once you get a client, make sure you'll always give your best. If not 100 per if you can give like 150% of yourself to what you are doing, then do it. And most importantly, make sure that you are very passionate with what you are doing, you like what you are doing, and you love what you are doing. Because if you don't, you're not going to last every single shift. That's my
Definitely, and
advice.
very well said. And I forgot to ask earlier. So, because before you're just excited to get off your shift, like as in the BPO industry, how's the work
Hmm.
environment on how you're working right now in the tasks that you're doing? Are you a lot more engaged or, yeah, more connected to the business or work that you're doing right
Yes,
now?
more connected, because you
Hmm.
we need I need to speak with all the real estate agents that the company has on a daily basis. And the agents that they have, the agents that I'm working with, the real estate agents in the US that I'm working with, they are very approachable, they are very friendly, and you can easily talk to them. And when we are on a meeting, they are we're joking around together. So it's a
Very
happy
casual,
environment.
yeah. Not
Very
like
casual.
friends, not like, okay, sir, boss, please
Yes.
accept my invitation. Yeah, like that. You're not like that.
We haven't met anyone personally, like face to face, but the experience and the camaraderie between the group, between the team is there, and it's really something that I would someone would treasure a lot.
I guess it's opposite on what you were scared of before and having a higher position because you need to have
Yes,
management. But I
correct. I
guess
agree.
the opposite of what you've experienced because instead of being more stressed, I guess you're happier that you're more, I guess in a way, more important in terms of your role, that it's more relevant to the business. Or is it stressing you out somehow that you're more important?
No, it's not. I'm enjoying my shift every day. I always look forward to my shift every day. Although there are days that, I have to ask permission to go on leave because of some matters that you really cannot avoid. But all in all, if I would ask to rate my experience being a virtual assistant, I'd say it's 20 over 10. It's really, I'm not overrating it. I'm not sugarcoating anything. There are really stressful days, and there are really stressful clients, stressful transactions, but the whole experience itself, it's worth it.
I guess it also helps that your family is there with you to support you, like looking
Yes.
at them, like to give you strength to go on another day. Like, yeah, I'm doing this for them, and it's a lot more. Yeah, it gives you a lot. It make you a lot more inspired, and that's one of the wonders of working from home as well. Less stress, definitely, in the environment. And we're gonna hit it up with a short commercial break before we continue on, and we'll be back after a few seconds.
Ever
Okay.
dreamed of swapping your hectic office for a comfy home workspace? At Sphere Rocket VA, we make that dream a reality. Say goodbye to rush hours and hello to remote work. Enjoy more time with family, more time for yourself, all while building your career. Interested? Apply now at www.spherejobs.ph.
And we are back at the Sphere Rocket Podcast Network. I'm once again your host, Duane, and with me today is Charm, the transaction coordinator for one of our clients. So, Charm, you've shared your experiences and your advice in the first half of the podcast. And now it's a lot more in this segment. We're going to talk about more about the business that your client is doing and what kind of services they offer and where do they operate and how to contact them.
Okay, so I'm working for the HBB Group. It's Homes by Bonk. Um, they are a group of real estate agents in New Jersey. We do sell condominiums, single family, two family, any type, and we also do rentals. So I work with both the rental deals and the cash deals that they have from the time that a listing is posted in MLS and we received an offer. So someone's handling the listing side, and I'm handling all the transaction side. So they're they are very good agents and very hardworking.
Okay, so we'll get those links posted as well for you to contact them if you're interested in their services. And Charm, I've heard that you've had the vlog or something. Maybe you can plug it as well.
Yeah, sure. I'm hoping that you guys would follow me in my Facebook account. It's Charm Hermosa, and my YouTube account is Team Charm. So I don't have a lot of network yet, but I'm looking forward to get a lot of followers and subscribers.
Yeah. What kind of content do you post in your vlogs?
Nothing specific. Anything that anything that would pop up in our mind. Like most of my reels and my videos are my kids doing doing things at the house, and sometimes I'm sharing like my experiences working as a VA. So
And that's amazing that because you're not going to be able to do this if you're still working in the office. Now you can do
right.
vlogs like these, taking videos of them.
This is one of the advantage of working as a virtual assistant.
Absolutely. And what would you say now is the best thing about working remotely from home or being a virtual assistant in general?
It's being with my kids. That's it. I get to spend a lot of time with my kids and with my family.
It's short and simple, but it's really important, especially coming from your background where you grew up with your parents like overseas. You know how
Right.
hard it is to grow up spending time without your parents, and that luxury that you're able to spend much time with your kids, see them grow, provide them with everything they need. Maybe not cook for them in your case, but at least eat together and the same
Yes,
table, and you're there for them. And it's
that's
really
right.
priceless because if they grow up, they will always remember those times like, oh yeah, I had so much spent time with my mom. It was amazing. She didn't need to go to work. So yeah, they will feel your love more and develop to be better people in
That's
the
correct.
future.
I agree.
And yes, I can see how happy you are with your work as well, and you're not even looking stressed right now. I mean, it's Friday, so yes,
And
plus
it's payday, so
yeah, it's a free day, and that's really good. And another thing is, yeah, within the Sphere Rocket though, what are two words you could use to describe Sphere Rocket?
the best.
The
It,
best.
I've been with several agencies before Sphere Rocket, and this is the best. I remember my first Christmas with you guys. I received a text message December 24th, 2022, that someone's coming to my house to deliver something, and it was amazing because it's the first time that I'm going to receive the Christmas package from an agency or from a company that I worked with. And there was a ham, there was a wine, so it was really amazing. My mom was really amazed.
Yes, it doesn't need to be an office perk setup so you can go to those basket like those freebie basket. We'll deliver it to you so it gets to you to get that benefit. And yeah, that's how Spiro can actually provide support or appreciation for their people. It's not just going to be a slice of pizza. It's gonna be more than that. Something that you can
Right.
actually use and monetary if you're actually doing really great. We have really generous clients or us as well in terms of making sure our employees are well rewarded for their efforts. And I guess that is it for our episode. Thank you so much, Charm. Maybe you wanted to give a shout out before we end this to your coworkers, anyone.
Sure. Going to be shown in the US. I would like to say hi to my boss Jeff Bonk and Daniel Bonk. Thank you so much for being the best. You can check them out in Instagram, the HBB Group. They usually post videos of the properties that they are selling or that's for rent. So
Okay, that's something to look for. And who knows, maybe we'll be interviewing your boss or your employer, and let's see what your boss or your employer has to say about you. I think it's all going to be good knowing that you've been with them for the longest period of time. That means you're doing an amazing job. So,
yeah.
yeah, that is it for today's episode, everyone. And hopefully, we'll see you again in the next episode here at the Sphere Rocket Podcast Network. Good night and goodbye, everyone.
Do you want to apply as a Sphere Rocket virtual assistant? Well, look no further because this video is for you. I will be telling you which requirements you will need to submit in order to apply to our new website, plus a few tips and tricks to help you with your initial interview. We have achieved a better way for you to send in your application, so let's begin. Step 1. Visit our website
at www.spherejobs.ph.
Step 2. Fill in the application by inputting your full name, email, number, and other questions that you will need to answer in order to move on to the next step. Step number 3, send screenshots of your updated CV, Tony Robbins PDF result, internet speed screenshot with a minimum of 10 Mbps, a scanned copy of your government ID, and your portfolio with sample works. Step 4, click the submit button and wait patiently for our email. Now here are some tips on how to stand out during your initial interview. Tip number 1, dress up as if you were going to an in-person interview. Wearing something formal will give the interviewer a sign that you are serious about applying to this job role. Tip number 2, find a quiet space where your interview will be held. There's nothing worse than getting distracted by the noise around you and not being able to understand what the interviewer is saying. Tip number 3, be yourself and show up as confidently as you can. Know what you bring to the table and honor your worth. Interested in becoming a part of our team? Submit your application now
at www.spherejobs.ph.
Good luck!